faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today is Sunday, August the 18th. The year is 2019. Sunday, August 18th. The year is 2019. So Jay-Z took a deal with the NFL. A similar deal, or same deal, was offered to Jermaine Dupree, and Jay-Z personally called Jermaine Dupri and asked him not to take that deal because of the Colin Kaepernick, whatever situation that was going on with the knee deal. Mind you, he took a deal with the NFL too, that he has not disclosed. He was paid some money in the background. Also, he took a deal with them also, and because that has not been discussed publicly. So he took some cash money also, so he got paid. So first off, let me say something. I'm not a football fan. At the most, I really don't have a football team I watch. I kind of watch it from a distance. I think the American football sport is kind of a brutal sport that has harmed a lot of people, and I've known this for years. I had a cousin who was severely injured in a football accident in high school many years ago. I have plenty of friends who played football and clients I know played in NFL, and I see that some of these people have suffered some serious issues along the way, from concussions. It's caused a lot of mental distress over the years for a lot of people that I personally know myself who have played in the NFL. So for me personally, I don't really support the NFL, and I don't think they've put enough support in finances into helping these men who have been harmed playing that sport. Now, with that said, Jay-Z again took a deal with the NFL to handle the promotion of the NFL's Super Bowl halftime show. Now, so what they were offering Jermaine Dupri was a little different, but very similar deals. But Jermaine Dupri was convinced not to take it by Jay-Z. And then a few months later, less than a year later, Jay-Z takes this similar deal with I've never cared for Jay-Z. I just never cared for him. He's always seemed like a shady character to me. Even his own marriage to Beyonce, I believe, was a marriage for him to promote his career. And we all know some of the devious things he did to Beyonce during the course of their marriage through her music and stuff that's been said, so we know what took place. Jay-Z is kind of a snake, like a lot of black folks and white people do, and Asian people and everything else. He's a businessman who with really no scruples or morals. He doesn't care. Over the years, we've heard a lot about the business dealings Jay-Z has had with various musicians and various people. And he's just a snake. He's just not a good person. So, Jermaine Dupri, listening to that snake, walked away from a financially good deal that would have helped Jermaine Dupri, who in recent years has had some financial woes, and Jay-Z sitting on it all on top of cash. His cash seems to be flowing just fine. That's why I don't really, I've had black people approach me about business deals I was interested in, and they come at me with a lot of negativity about stuff that I don't discuss with you all what I'm doing in the background, because it's really nobody's business what I'm doing, because I just don't. There's no need to. I don't even discuss it with my own mom sometimes. I don't even discuss it with friends. I just work on stuff and go about it. Not the things I've done. I don't even discuss it with Earl. And when we were in a relationship, that there was just no need to. Because I've learned that when you're dealing with black folks, you don't know who's on your side and who's not on your side. So sometimes you just have to do what you need to do and be done with it. And Jermaine Dupri made a mistake to walk away from such a profitable deal for later on, because Colin Kaepernick struck him a deal with the NFL, and then of course Jay-Z went back and stole the deal from Jermaine. Similar deal, not the same, very similar, but financially it's going to work out better for Jay-Z because he took the deal, not for Jermaine Dupri since he walked away from the deal. I love my people, but this whole NFL thing, I never quite understood. You're asking these sports players these sports players are paid millions of dollars. and all they doing is taking a knee at a football game against police violence. But what else are they doing? Maybe I'm missing something. So I don't all this fake protest mess that I see going on in the black community. Sometimes I wonder, show me the money. What are you doing? I don't really know. Colin Kaepernick was going to do some research to see what he has been doing to help the issue that I know he's created some type of program. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not really a big NFL fan. I'm going to be honest with y'all. The only time I've ever watched a football game or the Super Bowl is just to see the halftime show, just to see you playing. I'm not a big fan of the NFL or sports for that matter. I just think it's a brutal sport, and it has not worked out good for those men who are participating in that sport. And I noticed that a lot of these guys, when they leave the NFL, they're in bad shape, mentally and physically. So, and they're not getting the help that they need. So, for me, really don't care about this taking a knee mess because it ain't resolving nothing. However, I do feel that Jay-Z was doing what he normally does. He's just a snake in the grass. It has always been. Jay-Z is about the Benjamin. He's about chasing after the money. And he saw an opportunity after he convinced Jermaine Dupree not to take it. And a few months later, he takes it. Weird, huh? But typical and to be expected from people. So all you folks, now like I said, I don't know if Colin Kaepernick has something. I should have Googled this and did some research just to see. But you forget, a lot of people don't understand that he took a settlement also that has been not disclosed, and a financial payment because they banned him. They pretty much blocked him from joining the football team, and he was eligible to play. So he took a settlement. I think it was him and another player. I'm not too sure. But there was a settlement of some type, and they have not disclosed what it was or for what amount. So that, to me, resolves the issue with him, why he's not playing. And to be honest with you, does he really want to play? I mean, does he really want to continue to play that sport and risk his life when he took millions from them to settle? Let's see. Colin Kaepernick settled his grievance. The NFL will pay because he was paid less than $10 million or something like that. That's much less than $10 million. I believe it might be more than that. I don't know. It was another football player. It was two of them, Eric Reed and Colin Kaepernick. It says the NFL will pay, this was in March of this year, the NFL will pay considerably less than $10 million in its settlement of grievances filed by Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, according to people knowledgeable of the agreement, who were not authorized to be, but we don't know what it was. Specifics of the settlement were not disclosed when the deal was reached February 15th, ending an 18-month standoff over claims by Kaepernick and Reed, former teammates with San Francisco's 49ers, that they had been denied jobs in the league because they knelt through the national anthem before games. They accused the league's 32 teams of plotting to keep them out of the sport. Much of the settlement will cover the fees of the lawyers representing Kaepernick and Reed, and one of the people with knowledge of the agreement said Thursday the players received smaller, roughly equal payments. The Wall Street Journal first reported the estimate amount of the settlement, which included a confidentiality agreement. So nobody really knows what they accepted. So ain't no sense us them trying to guess. In 2016, his last year in the league, Kaepernick earned $14.3 million. That's a lot of money. Through the grievance, he was seeking the compensation he might have earned had he been signed as a free agent in 2017. And so they did a settlement. So nobody knows what they settled for. The NFL is a billion-dollar industry, so how old was Kaepernick? doesn't say how old he is. Oh, he's 31 right now. Eric Reed. Kaepernick can go on and do some other stuff. He's got quite a few things going on. Kaepernick has a lot of other things going on also. So, I don't know. I was just trying to see. Read, presume. I don't know. This is something. It's an old article. I'm reading it from the New York Times. However, back to Jay-Z's snake. Jay-Z took the deal, and you know what? Jay-Z took the deal, and there's nothing nobody could really say about it. I mean, other than the fact that he convinced Jermaine Dupree not to take it. It's I guess for him it's just business. But I do wonder how black people forget black people, how people period feel about who were also agree. What's the word I'm looking for? Who felt that Kaepernick, the whole taking a knee and the police brutality thing in the NFL, should they have had a vocal role? Should the NFL sports team have anything to do with police departments and police brutality, and the NFL get involved in that, trying to change something that, it's kind of weird. But, I mean, when I say weird, it's just that you're trying to force a sports team to get involved in something that with police departments and police brutality nationwide, and how can the NFL change that? Seriously, I always kind of was wondering about, well, what can the NFL do? That's something that has to be done through politics and trying to change the course of how police officers handle cases involving minority people. And another issue I have was that while we were spotlighting the black people who have been killed by police officers, we also forget that there are other races of people who also had similar problems with the police also. So I've always felt that should be handled as in my opinion, all lives matter. It's not just a black issue. And if they're trying to actually fix something, then everyone needs to be involved in it. Not just blacks, whites, everyone who has encounters with the police should feel safe dealing with the police and should not have fear. I personally don't have any fear of the police in regards to that. However, I've never had a situation that taken place where I felt the police were being over aggressive. I don't know. Everybody has different opinions about that. I've heard some friends say that they're very fearful of the police. I personally am not. Do I feel the police have made some errors in handling some of these cases, in particular where these men got killed? Of course. And they should have been handled in a different way. And I also think the judicial system is trying its best. They're trying hard to handle these cases appropriately. It all depends on the area. They've locked up a few police officers, taken them to court. Some police officers have gotten away with this mess, and some of them have been sentenced to prison time. There's a situation that comes to mind in South Carolina. I think in South Carolina, that man was running from the police, and the officer shot him in the back and killed him. It was caught on video. He was sentenced to prison time. Incidents like that, and we already know that how the police have handled African Americans and minorities over the years. It's not right. So I think definitely that needs to be dealt with. Could the NFL have played a part in correcting this issue? I don't know how. Seriously. I mean, I'm just trying to figure that out. What could they do? I think that goes back to me personally feeling that them taking a knee was just for show. and could not resolve that problem. Now, I don't see how the NFL could resolve that issue. Draw attention to it, yes, which I think he did but fixing the issue, no. I don't think the NFL can fix police brutality. I don't think that. I don't even see how that was even possible. And maybe that's not what the intentions were. Maybe it was just to draw attention to the NFL, draw attention to the police brutality on a nationwide by using the NFL as a springboard, a sport that so many people are involved in and so many people watch on a regular basis. But again, I don't think the NFL can fix that issue. That's something that has to be fixed on a national level involving police departments, police training, particularly in racism. And that's another thing. How do you get racism? How do you end racism in the United States, in this country? The racism in this country, I don't see it. Of course, it's gotten better over the years, but I don't see it going any place no time soon. And under the Trump administration, I think racism has gotten worse to a degree where it's kind of weird. We go from having President Barack Obama in office to having Donald Trump in office. There was so much hope under the Obama administration, just so much despair under these past few years under Donald Trump. And the sad part is, I'm looking at, I pray and hope. I hope this man don't get reelected. Please. I hope people show up in force at these polls. I hope these voters who felt disenfranchised in the last election get up off their asses and go vote and get involved. It would be nice to see them get involved and vote this election. But who knows? I hope Donald Trump has created a lot of conflict, made the situation very violent here in America. I do feel those last few, particularly the mass shooting, some of these mass shootings are a direct result of Donald Trump's behavior. Is it racist? Yeah, it is. There's something about Donald Trump that doesn't sit well with me. And I know I've noticed I see a lot of people who support Donald Trump in my comments, and it's scary that these people don't see what he's up to. And it says a lot about them as people, So hopefully we will see what happens this next election, that people get out in force once they determine who. It's funny, they did have a poll this weekend. I saw what Fox News was saying that Donald Trump was behind Biden and another. He was behind, but they showed 4 different people if they got the candidate, and he was behind all those people, but I don't necessarily believe these polls. We saw what happened with Hillary Clinton. And so we saw what happened with Hillary Clinton. They thought she was going to win. Them polls were misleading. We'll say that. One quick note. I noticed some comments that people had made. I'm going to say this about my dental work. I just had some teeth removed on the right hand side. I got to go back and have some more teeth removed on the left. I'm kind of glad. I've been working with these dentists here in town to have dental work done. It's been a long process. It's not been easy. This problem started a few years ago. I knew I couldn't rush into fixing this problem because there were some issues that I personally had to deal with the scar on my face, and it caused some severe damage with the gland. Basically, my teeth were not receiving enough, something to do with the saliva. And as you age, I didn't know this, but you have 2 glands on the side of your face, one here, one there, and they provide saliva for your mouth. So this gland here was cut, and so it does not provide the saliva into my mouth. And this gland here, as you age, it reduces. The part of the age, I'm almost 50. It reduces saliva. So my mouth is working with under 50% saliva. Now, for me, it's still fine. I'm still able to eat, drink water. I mean, it's still fine. Having my teeth, which had dental work done to them, that was the key, became brittle. And the teeth literally cracked. So I knew I had some teeth, and we knew this problem was going on. And so we were watching some teeth, and we were trying to save as many teeth as possible. Originally, because I was going to do some partials. And then as I started looking at the implants, because we still don't know if, because my mouth is, the saliva in my mouth is not 100%, or it's less than 50%, if those implants would hold. And I didn't want to spend money on implants. And the situation, because some people, so I've already heard about many people who had gotten implants done. And the implants didn't work out. That's an expensive procedure to have done, and they don't work. So the key to it, I'm learning, is to have, instead of having individual implants, is to have these plates put in, which is what we're looking at. But now I've learned that I can get partials put in on the left and right of my mouth, which will be implants, but they're not individual implants. They're partials, which are implanted. You still have your original teeth. So anyway, I'm looking at all these options and stuff. It's just strange that the more research I do, the more I dig, the better options I've been finding. So I'm taking my time. I'm no rush, because I don't want to rush and get this, and spend all this money to get this stuff done, and then I'm back a few years later dealing with this issue again. Do y'all understand what these surgeries are like? Do y'all know how much pain I've been in the past through my mouth? My mouth is still healing from over here, and it's been 2 weeks now. The stitches fell out last week. You y'all understand? Unless you've had dental work done. And, this goes back to many, many years ago. In my early 20s, I went to a dentist's office here in Atlanta, and I listened to these dentists, and they took my money. And they did a lot of dental work that I probably didn't need done. And I've learned a lot from that experience, because I went in there, my teeth I hadn't had any cavities in all my life. And all of a sudden, you got cavities, you got this, you got that. And they started doing all this work. And I was trying to fix the problems, and the mistake I made, I should have got a second and third opinion about that dental work before I allowed those dentists to drill into my damn teeth. But I was young and didn't know any better, and I had money. And I allowed these dentists to do the work, because I thought, well, these are professional dentists, they know what to do. It's been a while since I walked to the dentist's office for cleaning and x-rays, and they said you had this type of done, and this, that, done. And I should have just said, well, let's hold up. But I ended up working with this dentist, and it was horrible work. It had to be redone. Eventually, those teeth had to be removed. It was just not good dental work done. And once you start drilling into your teeth, I would strongly recommend people to realize that a dentist or a doctor or anybody, they're all in it for the money. And I realize that now. And at that point, many years ago, I was young and didn't understand, that a dentist would take my money and do work that may not and have necessarily need to be done. And they create a lot of problems with my teeth. So you live, you learn. But I would strongly recommend, that's why I'm taking my time and looking around. I went up to a couple people in there, we're going to remove all your teeth. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. Why would I remove perfectly good teeth to put this thing in? We're going to remove all your teeth and we're going to do something. I don't like this option. I'm thinking, oh no, there's something not right about removing all my teeth. To me, these teeth are in perfectly good condition, so why would I take good teeth out to put something fake in? That's kind of crazy. So I said, pump the brakes on that one, because I'm not going to be running around doing that. And began looking at other options, and I'm still looking at my options. I have a dentist appointment later on this month, and we're going to be looking at those partials and some other stuff before I make the decision to go overseas, which is what I'm leaning towards at this point. But now I know they can do partials I don't have to put in all individual implants. Particularly on the left and the right, I can put those partials in, which are implants, but they're not individual implants. They're fixed teeth, so to speak. They're partials, but they're bolted into your mouth, and you don't have to take them out. They're not like dental partials where you pull them out and all this other stuff. So, but I didn't have any real teeth for them attached to. So, if you ever had dental work, you know what I'm talking about. And I read these comments, people are like, you should have this dinner on time. Your teeth are this and that. I'm thinking, shut your damn mouth. You don't know what the hell I'm over here doing. Shit, I am going to dentist appointments. But this time I'm being very cautious before I allow people to start yanking teeth out. Especially teeth that are in good condition. These teeth are in good condition. Why would I take those out? They don't have any cavities. They're doing fine. What is going on here? So, that's what's going on. Those you keep asking, I keep explaining, but you ain't listening. So busy. You got them nice cars over there. You should get your teeth fixed here. If only it was that easy. But I'm getting there. Anyway, that was my video for today. Today is Sunday, August 18th, the year is 2019. And I was just, look forward to reading y'all's opinion about Jay-Z and Jermaine Dupree. And did Jay-Z, did he do something underhanded to Jermaine Dupree? Did Jermaine Dupree miss out listening to Jay-Z's ass? I think so. But anyway, like my videos, click like. Share them with family members and friends. Today is Sunday, August 18th, the year is 2019. I'm out of here. Enjoy your Sunday.